Madhurima ma'am is finally here. Ma'am, कैसी हैं आप? How are you?
Great, good to hear. Hi, everybody.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hello, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Good evening. So I'll just start with a small pep talk. How Madhurima has proven herself. She was my student, like she's still my student, and I have taught her very well. At times she was hopeless. She was about to give up. She was saying that I'll leave MBA, I'll go for a job, and probably I'll see. And of course, we all have family issues. She also had some family issue. But somehow she was very polite and she was always adamant to fight. But this is a fighter spirit she has. She never gave up. So there was the time that she said that अब मेरे से हो नहीं पा रहा, सर लग रहा है मैं कर नहीं पाऊंगी और टेस्ट क्वालिफाई नहीं हो रहा है. But ठीक है, then she kept on talking. One final day she said, sir, I'll do it. Madhurima had a very bad habit of speaking very fast, and I kept on telling her कि ये backfire करेगा. हुआ भी backfire, कितनी बार हुआ भी था. And she got excited very soon because she is enthusiastic about her profile, speaks very well though. And फिर उसने marketing में काम भी किया, एक बहुत अच्छी कंपनी में पोस्ट पे भी काम किया. And then one final day she had a call from Narseemonjee. She was studying hard. Analytically, she was very strong, very powerful. And she has a very nice habit of putting her thoughts through her personality. But through speed ka issue tha. But right now she went to Narseemonjee and she has completely changed her profile. And now she's a marketing enthusiast. She loves marketing, she loves talking, and she loves guiding people. This has been her habit. And now the tables have changed. कभी शर्म नहीं करनी चाहिए कि कभी आज मैं गुरु हूँ, कभी आप चेला हैं, कभी कल आप गुरु हैं, मैं चेला हूँ. So very nice thing I want to share with you all that it's all about circumstances. So few years, like a couple of years back, Madhurima was there on your side. I was here. Today she is here with me and she is, guiding you all. Things change very fast. और कल को अभी आप लोग जा रहे हैं, मैं बिल्कुल एक्सपेक्ट करूंगा सौम्या, शंख, विनय, अर्पित, सौम्य कुमार सिंह to stay in touch, because if you maintain the networking, I'm also growing, you guys are also growing. We can build a very nice community. People who admire and appreciate each other. नेगेटिव तो आपको 10 जगह मिल जाएंगे. आप घर से बाहर जाओगे, नेगेटिव तो आपको मिल जाएंगे. पॉजिटिव तो बहुत कम मिलेंगे. बस ये है कि आप कितना कनेक्टेड रहते हैं. अब Madhurima is busy, I'm also busy, but every weekend, every festival, I wish her, if I forget, she wishes me back. And we have always kept this camaraderie very healthy, right? So I welcome Madhurima Tripathi and kudos to all the achievements she has. Narseemonjee graduate, already placed. Madhurima, over to you. This is your podium, this is your mic, and all set. These are people who are nobodies. They want to be somebody, and you are the person who can guide them through the world. राइट, इन्हें हेल्प करिए, आप लोग ग्रूम करिए. तो पहले अपना परिचय दिया, उसके लिए आप कुछ बोलिए, इन लोगों से बातचीत करिए, and then we'll start.
Yes, thank you, sir, for the very warm welcome. Honestly, I really appreciate it. And like sir said, that I was on the other side, not like long back, so I can totally associate to what you guys are feeling. And congratulations on getting your calls and getting your marks out. It's a step closer to your dreams. Honestly, once you're here also, you will realize there's a long way, but appreciate that where you have reached at the moment as well. Okay. And do not let that hard work stop you from putting that last stone to your, that process as well. So with that, I will directly dive into starting off with the interview. Sir, is that okay?
Yes. Anyone, do any, mini, miny, mo. अच्छा, I'll give you a brief. इस ग्रुप में ऐसा कोई भी नहीं है जिसका IIM कॉल ना हो. तो ये तो बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग बात है. वैभव मिस कर रहा है अभी, और 2 लोग और नहीं है इंटरव्यू में, वो मिस कर रहे हैं. उन्होंने भी ज्वाइन किया. बट ये ग्रुप बहुत फंटास्टिक है. सब टैलेंटेड है यहाँ पर, कोई भी ऐसा नहीं जो मिस कर रहा हो. एंड इन द लास्ट, throughout the last week, people from the industry, Shreyansh, and yesterday it was Naman Bhatia from IIM Shillong, they have been guided very well. और इनमें से ही सबको कॉल मारेंगे. मेरे को लगता है 80-90% कॉल जरूर मारेंगे. इसे छूट जाए, कुछ घबरा जाए इंटरव्यू में, तो दैट्स अ डिफरेंट केस. बट सब क्वालिफाइड लोग हैं, और जो नहीं भी हैं वो कॉल लेके आ जाएंगे, और आज नहीं कल तो ये इम्पैक्ट डालेंगे ये चीज. तो इसलिए सब मैं पॉजिटिव हूँ इन दिस ग्रुप. एवरीबडी इज अ सुपरस्टार. बीट विनय फ्रॉम IIT, हर्षित सुपरस्टार है, सौम्या BHU की है, रॉकस्टार है, बहुत अच्छा पढ़ाई करी है उसने और काफी अच्छा बोलती भी है. देन वी हैव अर्पित इज ऑल्सो हसलर. कानपुर से बहुत कम निकलते हैं, लेकिन जितने भी कानपुर से आए, एंड अर्पित, मधुरिमा इज फ्रॉम कानपुर. This is the best part. The Kanpur has the land of laurels. Everybody seeks laurels from Kanpur. बहुत hard no working place है, लेबर के द्वारा बसाया गया, तो वहां से बहुत लोग हार्डशिप लेके आते हैं. तो अर्पित इज फ्रॉम कानपुर. गिव अप नहीं करता है ये बेचारा, हंसता रहता है हमेशा. Shank is a professional. He's working with Accenture right now, the security analyst. He's also already received a offer from Rajnath Singh, the defense minister of India. और इसको जल्दी बुलाएंगे वो लोग, भैया आओ कुछ बनाओ हमारे यहाँ सिक्योरिटी में. बहुत बढ़िया आदमी है, बहुत ग्रेविटी से बात करता है. और सौम्य कुमार सिंह का प्रदर्शन हमने अभी देखा नहीं है, तो इनसे हम बैटिंग कराएंगे आज. ठीक है, दैट विल बी अ फीडर फॉर यू, राइट? सो पिक एनीवन, योर पिक. हैंड पिक करो, हेड हंट करो सबको. लेट्स सी हु यू कैच.
Okay, so I think we'll start off with Soumya, ladies first. Let's go with that.
I'll do one thing first. पहले एक छोटा सा ना हम लोग करते हैं इंट्रोडक्शन फटाफट. बच्चों, जो मैंने आपको सिखाया था बारी बारी वो बोलिएगा. प्लीज टेल अस समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ. सौम्य कुमार सिंह, तुम्हारा आज प्रेपरेटरी है, तो तुम खाली सुनो और पार्टिसिपेट भी करो. तुम्हें आता कुछ नहीं है, हमको सिखाएंगे नहीं, बस सुनो और जवाब दो. ये इम्प्रॉम्प्टू है, दोबारा मौका नहीं मिलेगा. अभी क्लियर? कुछ लिख के नहीं देंगे, कुछ याद नहीं कराएंगे. जितना आता है उतना बोलो, फीडबैक देंगे, उससे आप खुद सुधरिएगा. अभी क्लियर? सो पहले आपको मौका मिलेगा. सुनिए, पहले अर्पित है, सौम्य सिंह है, हर्षित है, शंख है, विनय है. स्टार्ट. सौम्या, प्लीज टेल अस समथिंग अबाउट योरसेल्फ. अभी इतना ही करना है बस.
All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Soumya from Lucknow, where I currently live with my parents and a younger sister. I recently finished my master's degree in genetics from BHU, before which I did a BSc in life sciences from Delhi University, and I completed my schooling from Lucknow in City Montessori School. In my free time, I enjoy reading books and dancing, and now I'm looking forward to pursue an MBA from a good B school.
Excellent. Harshit?
Hello, my name is Harshit Dave.
Question. सौम्या, आपने ये क्यों बोला? I live with my family. Why did you say this?
So just an introduction, like I live with my parents and a younger sister. I wanted to introduce all my family members in just one line. So
Good answer. ठीक है, I appreciate this. आगे बढ़ते हैं. हर्षित.
So, hello everyone, my name is Harshit Dave. I am from Bikaner, Rajasthan. There are total 5 members in my family, including my parents and my grandparents. And I've done my schooling from Bikaner itself. Then I moved to Jaipur to pursue my higher education. I've done my bachelor's in biology from Rajasthan University. And I had psychology, zoology, and botany as my main subjects. Biotechnology as my main subjects. And I was a meritorious student in my college and I secured second rank in my class. And my hobbies include playing cricket, and I'm an anime enthusiast as well.
Anime enthusiast. Check. Madhurima, please have a check on this. Okay. Next.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shank Gupta. I come from Alwar, Rajasthan. I'm currently working with Accenture as a security delivery analyst for about 23 months now. I did my engineering in computer science background from JCRC College, Jaipur. I did my 10th and 12th from CBSE board. And in my free time, I like to play musical instruments like guitar, flute, and I also like to play some sports like lawn tennis, table tennis.
Good. Next.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. My name is Vinay Daima. I born and brought up in Srinagar, Rajasthan. I did my graduation from IIM Dhanbad in 2021. In my free time, I love to watch stand-up comedy and political news.
Nice. Vinay, very good. Improve किया पहले से. बहुत बढ़िया. Fluency improve हो गई पहले से. बहुत बढ़िया. Very nice. शाबाश. Arpit?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Arpit Tripathi. I am from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. There are 6 members in my family, including me, my grandmother, father, mother, and 2 elder sisters. I have completed my graduation from Brahmanand College, Kanpur, and I have completed my schooling from Guru Rai Academy, Kanpur, where I was fortunate enough to be part of various activities and events. My hobbies are that I am a cricket enthusiast and I also like to read the newspaper.
Cricket enthusiast. Nice catch. Good. Shank?
Yes, sir.
हो गया? अच्छा.
Yeah.
किसका रह गया है अभी? सौम्य कुमार सिंह का रह गया है.
Greetings everyone, myself Soumya Kumar Singh. I have completed my graduation from KKC, which is affiliated to Lucknow University. I have completed my schooling from Lucknow Public College, Saran States. I am currently living in Lucknow with my family.
Okay.
My hobby Should I tell my hobbies or?
Yes, we want to know more about you. अभी इस क्लास में आए हो, तुम्हारा तो रैगिंग होगा ना पहले, ऐसे कहाँ जाओगे तुम?
So my hobbies are I am anime enthusiast.
Enthusiast, ठीक से बोलो,
Enthusiast.
enthusiast.
And I like to give voiceover to various YouTube platforms.
एक वॉइस ओवर एग्जांपल दीजिए फटाफट.
Sir, generally speaking, I record my audio
एक
in
वॉइस ओवर
this
का
form.
एग्जांपल दीजिए, मैं आपको दूं इससे पहले आप मुझे दीजिए.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your answer.
आप वॉइस
Question.
ओवर, आप, मैंने सर एक मिनट सौम्या, मैंने क्या पूछा बेटा इससे?
So to name somebody who gives voiceovers on YouTube.
नो, are you serious?
एक voiceover का example.
एक
What type of
voiceover करके
voiceover?
दिखाइए मुझे आप, ये बोल रहा हूँ. और
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so generally speaking, I only record in this format only, and on the software I use to edit my audio.
कुछ सुनाओगे? एक वन लाइनर की लास्ट ऑडियो में क्या वॉइस ओवर दिया था, कुछ तो बताओगे. एक वन लाइनर वो पूछ रहा हूँ मैं.
Okay, let's say if a YouTuber approaches me for his any fact channel, I generally use my voice to dictate the data about related to it in some higher frequency and lower pitch volume, so the audience engage it till and watch the video till end.
आपको एक एग्जांपल देना है वॉइस ओवर का. आपने लास्ट वॉइस ओवर क्या बोला था? मैं एग्जांपल आपको देके दिखाता हूँ.
Mhm.
I used to work for a radio for a very short time, like 12 years back. For a short span, I worked for the radio. उसमें एड्स करते थे हम लोग. डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इसमें है हड्डियों को बनाने वाला मजबूत मधुमेह और आंवले की शक्ति. ये मैंने आपको बताया. इसी को आप क्या कर सकते हैं वॉइस ओवर.
Okay. डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इसमें है हनी की शक्तियां, समथिंग लाइक दैट.
ऐसे करता है वॉइस ओवर. अब मैं पूछ, मान लो कितने बोला वॉइस ओवर, तो एक वॉइस ओवर का टैग लाइन कुछ भी तैयार रखना कि मैं बोलूंगा एक चीज, तुरंत
Okay,
करना चाहिए. राइट?
okay, sir.
चलो मधुरमा, आई हाइड योर बैक, डोंट वरी. ठीक है, चलो. सो वी हैव ऑल डन आवर इंट्रोडक्शन. आई थिंक यू नो अबाउट एवरीवन. सो नाउ इट्स राइट टाइम. आई थिंक यू वांट टू पिक सौम्या, आई गेस.
So I actually changed my mind. Let's start with Arpit.
Arpit. Okay, Madhurima, before you start, we only have a short span, so the maximum time is like 10 minutes for one interview and then feedback for 2 minutes, because they all have to participate. All right?
10 minutes and feedback for 2 minutes.
One second. Mahima Nigam has joined us. She's here for a demo class. Mahima, if you want, you can put your camera on so we can also have an interaction with you and you can watch the interview as well. Go ahead. We can start.
Okay, understood. So Arpit, we'll just start off again with the basic. Tell me about yourself. I would want you to say that for me again.
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Arpit Tripathi. I'm from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. There are 6 members in my family, including me, my grandmother, my father, mother, and 2 elder sisters. I have completed my graduation from Brahmanand College, Kanpur, and I have completed my schooling from Guru Har Rai Academy, Kanpur, where I was fortunate enough to be part of various activities and events. My hobbies are that I am a cricket enthusiast and I also like to read the newspaper.
Okay. Okay, so
Sir.
can you give me today's headlines for which newspaper do you read?
Ma'am, I was recently reading the Indian Express, now it changed to Economic Times.
It's nice.
Economic Times. So could you tell me today's headline for Economic Times? What is the most recent news, like today's news that you've read?
Ma'am, in today's news, there was that PhonePe has changed its location from Singapore. It was based in Singapore. It is an Indian startup, but it moved to Singapore. Now it has come back to India, and there was reason stated why they would have taken this. And besides, they are facing such a financial loss by doing this.
Okay, and like, so if I could understand this better, that because they are facing a financial loss in Singapore, they have moved to India.
No, ma'am. They have shifted to India. Because of this, they will face a financial loss. They will have to pay taxes of approx $1 billion. So it is a decision that will cost them so much money, but they have shifted to India because of several reasons that they will get benefit in the future.
Could you give me one of the reasons for doing that? Like,
Yes, yes, ma'am. They have done this because they want to get into the business of giving loans, and they also want to get into the business of insurance, providing insurance to its consumers. So if they come to India, they are a known business in India. Singapore, there is no one who uses UPI right now. India, it is scaled to a big height. Everyone knows PhonePe. They have a market share of 45% in the UPI market in India. So it was told that in India, if they will start a business of insurance, which has a market share of around $270 billion. So they will benefit a lot in the long run.
okay, great, understood. So you mentioned that you participated in a lot of activities during your
Yes,
undergraduation, and
yes.
so could you tell me a landmark, achievement through those activities? Like, what were those activities, and what did you learn out of them?
Ma'am, I participated in various activities in my school. In my graduation, I didn't get that much of a chance in my college. So I will state some of the achievements that I gained in my school. Like I became the vice captain of my school's cricket team. I was given the opportunity to be the flag bearer of my school's flag in the March Past event at the Silver Jubilee celebration of my school. I was also appointed as the team leader of my team in the Maths Tornado competition, and I learned that as a leader, you have to change quickly, as there are circumstances that can arrive that you are not prepared of. You have to make that quick decision to
So can you
go
give me
through
an
the.
example of an ideal leader in today's scenario? Whom do you look up to as a leader, and who do you envision yourself to be as a leader?
Ma'am, I envision Mr. Rajesh Gopinathan, who is the CEO of TCS, as he has worked with the Tata Group and gone to hold a leadership position and is taking TCS to new heights. So I think I envision Mr. Rajesh Gopinathan.
So you did mention that a leader is somebody like who's constantly changing, right? That is what you mentioned.
Yes, ma'am.
And your ideal, has he done anything that you feel has changed over time? Like, have you noticed any decisions that he has taken in his corporate career that shows the quality that you have mentioned?
Um, Ma'am, just a few days back, I was reading an article where he said that due to the changing atmosphere and the recession, everyone is forecasting that recession is coming to America, and most of the clients that TCS have are Americans. So he is changing the business model of TCS so that he can continue to give growth to the company.
Understood. Okay. So, could you tell me again what were your subjects during undergraduation?
Ma'am, during my undergraduation, in my final year, I chose finance to specialize in, and there were subjects like accounting and economics. And in my final year, there was corporate accounting and auditing. These were the subjects, some subjects that I can.
Okay, understood. So, could you help me out? What is in economics? What did you learn? What was your favorite topic in economics?
Ma'am, my favorite topic, there was a law that I liked studying very much. That was the law of diminishing marginal utility.
Can you tell
So,
me maybe?
ma'am, it states that the utility that is derived from from consuming a product or service declines as we consume more and more units of that product, and if we consume excess of that product, the utility derived from that product uh, goes to negative.
Can
Yes.
you give me an example, a real life example?
Ma'am, I can state that samosa, if we eat one or two, the utility will reach its peak and then it will decline, and after a certain point, it will be unbearable and the utility will be negative derived from eating the samosa.
Understood. Okay, I have one final question for you. Why
Yes.
MBA?
Ma'am, I have gained the theoretical knowledge in the field of commerce, and I believe an MBA will help me gain the practical knowledge in the area. I really like uh, I really like team building activities, and I think an MBA will give me the and I think an MBA will provide me opportunities to uh, to develop my skills. I will also get to study. I will also get to study with the cream students in the. I'm really sorry. I will get to study with the cream students uh, with diverse backgrounds and.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Arpit.
I'm really sorry for this answer. I can't remember.
It is okay. So I'll just give you 2 minutes feedback. So I would want you to focus on having a crisp answer and choose your USP. You cannot say that during my school, like I did this, then quantify it. Like, when you're saying it in your introduction, also quantify that, okay, I was the flag bearer or I was the leader in my time period. Like, that is your USP. You are selling yourself at this point, right? So make sure that you are telling your interviewers that, okay, I did maths also, I was a flag bearer also, and I was doing this also, and I was doing that also. And so that your interviewer knows that, okay, this person did something during their school time, right? Because at this point they do not really have a lot to know about your family. Why should they know about your family? The important question is they should know about you. Who is Arpit? What did he do in his life? Okay, then take a moment to answer. Do not immediately be like, this is something that I also struggled with. So I can tell you that during your interview, take a moment and just tell your interviewer, so could I think about this for a minute or like 30 seconds? Just ask them for
Yes, इसको हेड ऑन करना है, इसको तुरंत जवाब देना है. कितनी बार समझाया? वेरी नाइस फीडबैक मधुरिमा. Brilliant.
and then smile. Like, I know I won't smile as your interviewer, but you are supposed to give me that warm feeling that, okay, I'm here to impress you. Like, and if you'll see any salesperson out there, anybody who's making a conversation with you, they will smile at you. So make sure that you smile. There's no personal touch to your MBA story. It's very generic, I believe. You should make it more oriented towards that why that MBA, what is, and even when I was,
Lovely feedback.
and even when you were talking about your idol as well, I thought, like, there's no, again, our idol is a person that you absolutely gravitate towards. You should.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. थोड़ा bilingual रहेगा तो मुझे और अच्छा लगेगा. So I want you all to make them feel personalized by using Hindi and English both. So
Okay, sir.
say what you feel. Actually, you're free, but make it bilingual.
Yes. So, like, when even, okay, अगर आप finance को भी लेके enthusiastic हो, तो show that, okay, I'm interested in equity market. If you're reading Economic Times, there's so much to talk about finance, equity market. There's so much going on. Show them that you're knowledgeable. You're using numbers, but they're not amounting to anything significant. When you were giving me those numbers also, I was not registering them. There was no impact or eloquency to the way you were talking.
Very nice feedback. Brilliant.
That's it, sir. That's it for me.
What is the positive thing about him?
Okay, the positive thing was that you were knowledgeable. Like, I could tell that, okay, you have read. I know that a lot of time people say that, oh, I read the newspaper, and then they do not know the first thing about reading a newspaper. So, like, it's very good that you know it. Just make it more, the way you speak it shows more enthusiasm. बस स्क्रीन पे लगना चाहिए कि हाँ बॉस, this person knows his newspaper inside out.
Very nice. तो कौन सा कंपनी के बारे में बता रहा था ये जो पोस्ट पे?
TCS का CEO.
अच्छा अर्पित, ये खबर मतलब कल की नहीं है, आज की बता रहे थे तुम तो यार.
फोन पे. हाँ, फोन पे.
फोन पे.
हाँ, ये कल
सर
का खबर नहीं है,
आई
तो आज का बता रहे थे खबर कि आज की खबर है ये तो।
वही सब मेजर जो थी, मतलब न्यूज ये यही थी, मतलब आज मैंने पढ़ी थी।
उसने क्या पूछा था? एक बार पढ़ा है? मैंने कहा आज एक बार पढ़ा है, आज की खबर ये, आज ही नहीं कल की खबर है।
सर
वेरी नोटी, आई जस्ट गॉट
सर
यू।
आज भी मैंने मतलब पढ़ा था पूरा, लेकिन इतनी सिग्निफिकेंट मुझे कोई
हाँ
खबर
लेकिन
नहीं
सर
मिली थी
अखबार वो
आने
परसों
वाली
का
के
था,
बारे
लेकिन
में।
मैंने पढ़ा आज था। वेरी नाइस, वेरी स्मार्ट यू आर। चलो, गुड वन, वेरी नाइस, ब्रिलियंट। सो गुड फीडबैक यार मधुरिमा, एंड गुड अर्पित। आई विल नॉट इंटरफियर एट ऑल बिकॉज इट्स हर फीडबैक। सो नेक्स्ट कैरेक्टर मधुरिमा, किसको पकड़े भाई फटाफट?
Yes, sir. So we'll start with Harshit.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Hi, Harshit. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, ma'am. How are you?
Great, great. Thank you for asking. Okay. So again, we'll start off with a quick introduction, and you can begin.
Okay. So hello, ma'am. My name is Harshit Dave. I'm from Bikaner, Rajasthan. There are total 5 members in my family, including me, my parents, and my grandparents. I've done my schooling from Bikaner itself. Then I moved to Jaipur to pursue my higher education. I've done my bachelor's in biology from Rajasthan University. I had psychology, biotechnology, and zoology as my main subjects during my bachelor's. I was a meritorious student in my college and have secured second rank in my class. I've also been involved in various extracurricular and co-curricular activities during my college. I love to play cricket and I'm an anime enthusiast.
Okay. So, what were the extracurricular activities that you participated in, and was there any landmark achievement during them?
Yes, ma'am. I participated, I organized an event which was named Beat COVID campaign, which was organized by the psychology department of our college in association with Ministry of Education. And during that event, I conducted a survey in my locality because we were facing a pandemic and there was lockdown at that time. So I conducted a survey about regarding the number of people who are vaccinated and non-vaccinated, and if they're facing some kind of anxiety or depression problem at that time. So we conducted some kind of sessions as well for them, like anxiety management session, stress relief session, yoga sessions. And as a result of that, I received a certificate of appreciation from Ministry of Education, Government of India. I also participated in Pan India Corona Awareness Video Competition, and I have secured second rank in that by which was organized by UNICEF, Rajasthan.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Understood. So, when you were doing these surveys, and so I'm assuming these were online, right?
Oh yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The survey was offline, but other things were online.
Okay. Okay. Understood. And okay, so how were you able to gauge the mind frame of the people? You mentioned that was supposed to gauge depression and anxiety. So what were the parameters that you used during this time period? It
So
was
so we consulted them directly. We asked them first that whether they are vaccinated or not, and if they're not vaccinated, we basically plead them to get vaccinated first because uh, it will actually get them be safe from the current situation. And there were multiple people who were facing from depression anxiety issue because they lost their job and they were facing depression because of the pandemic as well, and not much thing available to them to work. And as far as the gauging part is concerned, so we consulted them directly. We consulted their family members that whether we have seen some kind of changes in them during these times, because we already knew that some of the people in my locality have lost their job because of COVID. So that's how I talked to them, and yeah.
okay. So what I'm able to understand, this was a two-part survey. One was knowing that if they were
Yeah,
vaccinated or not vaccinated, and the other part was consulting with them if they were depressed or not depressed, or like what
yes.
were they going through.
How is their life good during the pandemic? What they feel during the entire day and what they do on regular basis. So based on that, we can judge that this person is feeling depressed or is he or her excited about something new in his life.
Okay, okay, okay. Understood. So now that you mentioned that you have an undergrad degree in biology, psychology, and zoology, right?
Ma'am, the degree was in biology. I had subjects like biotechnology, psychology, and biology.
Understood, understood. Okay. So could you help me out that how does it correlate to a career in MBA? And
So
where do you
ma'am,
aspire to be in the next
okay.
5 years?
So I'm doing the final year of my bachelor's. I was in a dilemma that whether I should go for higher studies in life sciences or look for alternatives. So I realized that I'm not that inclined towards a specific subject in life science to pursue it as a career full time. And my mindset was not research oriented and don't wanted to enter into research domain. So while looking for alternatives, I realized that I've always been good at engaging with people and interacting with them, be it organizing events in college or participating in programs that requires teamwork. So I consulted some of my seniors, and they suggested me that you can enter into corporate, but you should have a significant knowledge about management and how these industries work. So I started searching about these industries and realized that the multiple opportunities available for life science grads like me in pharmaceutical industry, biotech industry, or for that matter, agriculture sector as well. But for that, I need to understand how these industries work and need to gain some kind of domain knowledge as well. So that's why I want to do an MBA, so that MBA can act as a bridge for me to enter into corporate by providing with the basic knowledge of business and how these industries work. So with the technical knowledge I have and the managerial, yes, ma'am.
So if I could understand this better, that is it just going to be a bridge between, that you want could you reiterate your last line that you mentioned, that it is going to be a bridge between?
It will act as a bridge for me to enter into corporate, into positions which will require managerial roles as well, and which are domain specific industries like pharmaceutical industry or biotech industry, which I will not feel left out because I do have the technical knowledge with my bachelor's degree, and by gaining the managerial skills, I will be.
Out in the sense?
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned that you won't feel left out. Left out in the sense?
Left out means if I enter into some company or domain which is not my expertise, which I have no knowledge about, then I won't be able to stay there for long. If a person with zero basically knowledge about technical aspects of an IT sector entering into IT sector at some managerial position won't be able to perform well there because he lacks the knowledge required to handle that.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not sure. I'm not saying that is definitely the truth, but yeah, as per my understanding, that is the case.
Understood. Okay. Understood. Cool. So you are a cricket enthusiast, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So have you?
I love to play cricket. So.
Okay. Have you played on any level, like school levels and state, district level?
No, ma'am. Never got an opportunity.
Okay. So what are your strengths and weaknesses?
My biggest strength is I'm an empathetic person. I understand people and how they're feeling. I am easily able to get myself into their shoes and think from their perspective.
I have a question for you. You are projecting yourself as a person who's very altruistic, very selfless, always helping society. So taking from this angle, from this angle, you should pursue master in social works. Why you want to pursue MBA? आप तो लोगों की हेल्प करना चाहते हैं, भला करना चाहते हैं, तो आप फिर MBA क्यों करना है? MBA तो डायनामिक वर्ल्ड हो गया ना, सोशल वर्क.
Okay. So sir, by doing an MBA, if I enter into some pharmaceutical industry, they can also there also I can contribute to society at large scale. Just like in pandemic, we saw multiple companies like Bharat Biotech and Serum Institute working tirelessly for people and contributing to their health.
तो टायरलेसली क्या प्रॉफिट पे काम कर रहे हैं ना वो लोग, प्रॉफिट मार्जिन पे काम कर रहे हैं, टायरलेसली तो करना ही पड़ेगा, पैसा लगा हुआ है, सैलरी मिल रहा है उसका.
So that is a better way. By you're gaining profit also and you're contributing to society as well.
Do you believe capitalism is a very nice and sweet theory, or do you believe it's profit driven, it is goal oriented, it has nothing to do with empathy, always making money? If you believe in capitalism, what is capitalism, by the way? Define
capitalism. Capitalism is that everything becomes centralized to the point that how can you earn capital, and the industrialization or privatization is a part of that. While where the big giants of the society and industry runs the entire country.
Capitalism का एक बहुत interesting model है consumerism. क्या होता है consumerism? समझाइए इसके बारे में जरा.
Sir, I'm not aware of that.
जापान में एक बहुत interesting philosophy है minimalization. इसके बारे में समझाइए.
Sorry, sir.
Okay. Anyways, Madhurima, continue.
Yes. Okay. So, Harshad, you were mentioning that you were empathetic as a person, right?
Yes, sir.
That is your strength.
But ma'am, that is also my weakness to some certain extent, because I do relate with people a lot, but I can't react nicely to the situation.
That's very interesting. You're an interesting fellow for sure. Do you believe this? If we both say as an interviewers that you're an interesting fellow, would you believe that?
Yes, sir.
Thank God you said yes. Okay. Please go ahead. Madhurima, it's your call.
Yes. Okay. So can you give me a real life example that when you had been empathetic, like when your strength and your weaknesses went hand in hand?
Okay, so ma'am, there were times just like in case of this pandemic I've seen, there are people in my family itself who struggled a lot, who lost their jobs and
I do
were
not want a family oriented answer to this.
okay.
Like outside your family, because family is something that we all care about at the end of the day. Let's exclude them.
Okay. So, ma'am, there were people who are struggling with their project work in my college because they had to submit it before the time, and the person who was suffering from that this kind of dilemma was the person who had a broken hand at the time, and he couldn't complete the basically the practical work at the time. So I made my file as well and his file as well during that time, and I submitted to teacher. So that was one time I helped him. So I can't recall the correct example for that.
But how is this a weakness? Like this was you helping a friend out, right?
But sometimes I'm in situation when the other person is suffering from depression for that matter, and I know that the person is suffering from depression, what kind of problem is facing, but I
Have you
couldn't.
helped somebody in depression, Harshit?
Depression means the depressive episode I'm saying, not the disease depression. Like someone who's going through some kind of depressive phase in life, just like my friend had a broke up with his girlfriend. So I knew I can't react to anything to help him out.
Uh, okay. I think, sir, I would finish this interview here. Yes.
Archit,
Okay.
have you ever heard about Charlie from Chocolate Factory? सुना है आपने कभी इसके बारे में?
No sir.
Never heard of Willy Wonka and Charlie and Chocolate Factory? सुना है कभी आपने इस बारे में?
No sir.
नहीं सुना. ठीक है, never mind. Alice in Wonderland सुना है आपने?
सुना तो है सर.
आप मुझे 3 90s के जो प्रोमिनेंट कार्टून शोज थे उनका नाम बताइए.
90s.
हाँ, 90s.
Okay. Tom and Jerry.
Good.
Mickey Mouse, the Clubhouse version.
Okay, very nice.
And Donald Duck.
ठीक है. That will wait from my side. Feedback, Madhurima. Then I'll add my feedback.
Okay. Yes. So, Harshit, you in the end used my friend broke up. Like in that context, it is supposed to be my friend had a breakup. Like,
Yes, I'm sorry.
do not
Casual
use
language, use proper words. Very nice. Next.
do not leave that your command over English. Like think before you're answering. Honestly, a lot of times I thought that you were just blabbering what was coming to your mind and not thinking your answers through, because when I asked you about an episode where you were empathetic and it showed your weakness as well as a strength, I wanted you to think for a minute. I genuinely wanted you to take a minute, because before that, only when I was giving Arpit a feedback, you should have heard it and you should have like immediately, auto-tuned it into your pitch as well. Then you had mentioned some kind of session. What is this some kind of session? I don't know you as a person. How will I know that there was some kind of session that was going on in Harshit's life? Do not be vague. Use your words very, very, very mindfully.
Okay.
And then you were pleading people to get vaccination. I am sorry, this is a very big dilemma out in US where there are anti-vaccinators and like all these people. The interviewer will just tell you, who are you to plead? Why will people hear you out? If there is a person who does not want to get a vaccine, it is in their, it's their absolute belief. Your pleadings will go down the drain. So, and even when you were explaining me that survey, it did not make a lot of sense. Like if it was a step-by-step process, then explain it like a step-by-step process, that okay, step 1 was this, step 2 was this was the outcome,
Okay.
this is what we did. Make it like quantitative, because that is what would be more enticing at the end of the day.
Madhurima, what exactly do you mean by the word quantitative? Explain in Hindi and explain more about what do you mean by the word quantitative.
Okay, so I will tell you, I was elected as a student, like a house captain in a batch size of 150 in the year 2015. This is what is quantifying would be. Okay. And even if I'm talking about anything else, if I did a survey, I did a transgender survey where I interviewed 20 transgender in the area of Budhwarpet in Pune. And what were my learnings out of it? And what was the topic or the agenda was to understand the economic impact of third gender in India. Okay. So
feedback is clear to you? Or
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
that's it from my side.
Positives about Harshit?
So, like you had your answers, you have a lot to offer. I would just believe that put a smile to your face and like have one more thing as your strength and your weakness. Do not say empathetic. I do not really recommend using it.
I totally agree with this. ये वाला ट्रैक बदल दो, एम्पैथी से चला जाएगा MSW और कहीं और ले जाएगा फिर इससे हंसे। मैं तो मजाक उड़ाऊंगा आपका कि आप MBA की बात कर रहे हैं, प्रॉफिट लॉस ले जाऊंगा, आप क्या बात कर रहे हैं, and I'll drag you conversation out of this.
Exactly. Choose a subject. Choose a subject that you absolutely love. Choose economics, mathematics.
Good idea. Great idea. That'll be it. Harshit, anything you want to ask?
No, sir. Thank you.
Arpit, anything you want to ask? ठीक है.
No, sir.
We have Soumya, Vinay, Shank, and Soumya.
Okay. Okay, so we will start with Soumya Singh.
Good evening, ma'am.
One more thing, when you're giving your introductions, I would strongly recommend that do not use family in your introduction.
ठीक है, avoid family.
Sir, can I ask one thing?
Please
Sorry.
go ahead. Please go ahead.
Can I add the part you ma'am is saying that I should add the part of my achievements in school life in my tell me something about yourself introduction, na, right?
Madhurima, your answer?
Yes, so I will tell you why I would recommend. So I'm a basketball player. So I was a state level and a district level basketball player and a football player during my undergrad. So when I am telling them that, okay, during my school, I was not only academically inclined, but also participated in district level basketball and the state level basketball. Then I move on to my undergraduation degree was in BSc Economic Honors, where I was an active football player and was awarded the best footballer of the year. So this is what I mean. Like fine tune it to your introduction, personalize it to maximum that only Arpit should shine, nobody else. When I am talking to you, nobody else should be on my mind and your achievements only.
Absolutely. अब मैं बता रहा हूँ क्या प्रॉब्लम है यहाँ पर, गैप क्या है. देखो सौम्या, शंख, अर्पित, विनय, हर्षित एंड महिमा, ये जो बता रही मधुरिमा, ये एक्चुअली में बी स्कूल की एलिवेटर पिच बोलते हैं इसको. तो बिल्कुल ऐसा ही पॉलिश करना है कि अगर हम किसी एलिवेटर में चढ़े हैं, एलिवेटर 0 से लेकर जो है 200 माले तक जाएगा 30 सेकंड में, 30 सेकंड में उसको अपने बारे में इतने अच्छे से बता पाए यूजिंग fewest of words, all right, a few words only, and then these words should shine and our personality reflects more impactfully. That's what she's saying, कि बहुत अच्छे शब्दों में बताओ, कम बताओ, और जितना हो सके इतने प्यार से बताओ कि लगे कि अपना आदमी है. So again, words and tonality matters. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
मधुरिमा, अब तक पढ़ाया नहीं पढ़ाया एलिवेटर पिच तक? मार्केटिंग पढ़ा लिया? चलो गुड. कभी सुना कि तुम्हारा एलिवेटर पिच?
Sir, I have a question.
और मैं दोनों ही कंसल्टिंग बैकग्राउंड से हैं, तो वो भी कंसल्टिंग की तरह ही पिच कर रही है. She is about to become consultant and she's already been placed. The big brand will reveal very soon. And I'm also working with a consulting firm. Yes. Question बताइए फटाफट.
सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये था कि मेरा जैसे बायोलॉजी बैकग्राउंड है, तो मैं अपने YMB आंसर में उसको जस्टिफाई करने का भी कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि मैं उसी से कर दूं, क्योंकि अगर फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन आने वाला है, आई नो कि वो मेरे से नेक्स्ट पूछेगा कि व्हाई डोंट यू परस्यू योर करियर इन बायोलॉजी इफ यू आर सो कीन इन बायोलॉजी. देन सो इज इट जस्टिफाइड, मतलब शुड आई जस्टिफाई और
आंसर करेगी? शी विल आंसर फर्स्ट.
ओके.
See, honestly, you must have, like, except for the placement part of MBA, there is a reason that you are ready to shell out that kind of money, right? Irrespective of your subject at this point. If you not talk about biology for a second, but talk about only MBA, why are you doing it?
Okay.
Think about that, like honestly introspect about that, and then you will be able to correlate both of them, because biology is a very important subject. Tomorrow there are Pfizer, companies like Pfizer, so many other companies which want people who have that basic knowledge of biology as well as management. So tell them that I would be working with them. I'm looking forward to working with a pharmaceutical company where I would want to hold a position of marketing or marketing manager, a brand manager. So pitch it like that.
Wonderful. Harshit and Soumya, for both of you, because you both are licensed background. If you recall, मैंने बताया था कि सिर्फ बायोलॉजी से काम नहीं चलेगा, वही बात बोल रही है। वो कह रही है कि एक इंटरेस्ट दिखाना बहुत जरूरी है कि मेरा बिजनेस इंक्लिनेशन है, और ऐसे में 5-6 कंपनियां पकड़ो। नंबर 1 फाइजर, बायकर इंडस्ट्रीज, मैनकाइंड, ऐसे कंपनी का नाम पढ़िए, इनकी 5-6 केस स्टडी पढ़िए और फिर इंटरेस्ट जगाइए अगर नहीं है तो। ये कनेक्ट बनाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, वही कह रही है वो, राइट?
Correct.
All the best.
Thank you,
Or
ma'am.
question,
Thank you
Harshit
so
वगैरह? Any question else for us? Okay, Soumya, go ahead.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
1 second. Yeah, so we'll just start with the basic question. Tell me about yourself and we'll drive it through that.
All right. Good evening. I'm Soumya. I belong to Lucknow. I have recently finished my master's degree in genetics from BHU, before which I did a bachelor's degree in life sciences from Delhi University. And I finished my schooling in Lucknow in City Montessori School, where I was an active head of multiple activities during my school, and was academically inclined as well as an active participant in curricular activities. And in my free time, I enjoy reading fictional books and dancing as a hobby.
Which book are you currently reading?
Currently, I'm reading The Midnight Library by Matt Hayek.
Okay.
It's been
Okay, great. Could you give me a brief summary of the book?
all right, I haven't finished it yet, but it's the story is about a woman called Nora. And the most interesting part is the first line of the book that goes like 19 hours before I decided to die. So it delves into a story of how she's a majorly depressive person. So she has lost all interest in life, and she's seriously has no goals left in life, and is living in a very bleak surrounding. So she's counting down to the time she hypothetically dies, after which she starts to live a new life with a change of mindset.
Perfect. Understood. Got it. So you mentioned that you had participated or headed a lot of extracurricular activities, right?
Yes.
Could you tell me that what are your interests?
Sure. On the leadership front, I was always I cannot recall a time where I was not the class monitor. And in my school, we have a student council team. I was part of the student council team throughout my primary years, junior years, and then for again 2 years during my senior years, where I was the house captain, and I headed over 150 students, and I was in charge of 150 students. As well as I was a participant in various extracurricular activities, like I was into organizing school fests, which came under the responsibility of being the house captain, sports events, and I took active participation in Olympiads and events like extempore, just a minute, public speaking activities, as well as literature. I was inclined towards spell bee contests and other things, among other things.
Can you give me a situation where you had come across a bottleneck while you were in student council?
Sure. During my during the student council, we were. All right. Can I have 2 minutes to think over it? Sorry, not 2 minutes. 20 seconds to think over it.
This works fine, actually.
Okay. Am I you there?
Yes, give me a minute.
All right.
I'm there. Go ahead.
All right. The most recent, from what I recall, there was a time when we were the student council team that is full of 10 to 12 people. We were in charge of organizing the school fest, and we were having a problem in communicating and matching our schedules because we were in different streams and different courses. At that point of time, I took the responsibility, and I was involved in organizing and scheduling the meetup times and coordination activities of the entire group, and we were able to communicate well and go through with the organization perfectly.
Okay, understood. So I have an extempore topic for you. Do you believe companies are placement factories? I'll give
Companies. Okay, I'll need some time.
Your time
30
starts now. You only have 30 seconds. Do you believe companies are placement factories? Time starts now. 10 seconds are already over, Soumya.
Yes, sir.
You hardly have any idea. You're saying that you do simply. I don't believe this.
So I thought like I have to like I have 30 seconds to prepare. That's why
What
I was
exactly do you mean by extempore?
so extempore on the spot speaking. So I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question.
Yes. You start. If you have understood, then start. Time starts now.
All right. Okay. Companies are placement factories. I would say like I partly agree with it. All right. Like I'm a little bit confused about the topic. Can I ask a follow-up question on it?
Of course, go ahead.
Okay, we are talking about how, like, after completing, for example, if I'm going to a B school, I'll get into a company, get placed from a B school into a company. We're talking about how that company is a placement factory, that kind of scenario,
No, I'm talking about it that once you are in a company,
right?
what would be like, what are you looking forward to? Is it only like working in a company? What are your expectations out of a company? I'll make it very simple.
All right. First of all, I would want to pick a company that matches my goal and vision, like about where I want to be, and in that, and I would be interested in what that company aims to achieve. Like every company would have a purpose, every company would have a goal. So anybody who goes there and works for them should be aligned with that vision and should be actively working towards that vision. Because ultimately, if we are just working for the sake of working, life would not be as interesting. We need goals to drive us, and similarly the company needs to progress, it needs to make profits, it needs to go ahead in the industry. So it would also expect that the people who work there are aligned with their vision and help them achieve their goals and motives. So it's not just a factory.
Time up. Got it. Could you give me an example of a company that you would want to work with?
Sure. I would be interested in working with Biocon, which is a biotech startup, a biotech company, a very well-established biotech company that works on multiple like biological products, for example, biosimilars, then generics, and insulin vaccines, and diabetes solutions, etc.
Okay. So, what are you looking to change? Like, once you are an MBA graduate, what is it that Soumya would want to do out there in the world?
Sure. I am from a biology background, so my motivations initially for like picking biology as a subject of study were because I was always inclined towards disease biology and how like to cure better the lives of people around me, health-wise and perspectives. Now I've taken a very keen interest in how that research reaches the people, like how ultimately in the lab we prepare something and that ultimately reaches the market and reaches the people and the companies involved in that. Like Biocon is one such thing. So my motivations after doing like to do an MBA would be to be involved in such a sector, such as pharmaceuticals or biotech industries, where I would be actively involved in that process, where I would feel like I'm doing something to help bridge the gap between uh, uh, people and the like solutions, health solutions. I'm not able to frame it.
I have a few questions.
Sure.
From the pharmaceutical background. So,
Yes.
which institute is the founder of PubMed?
So I do not recall. Sorry.
Search and research. बहुत ही simple terms हैं. Search and research. So research में तो prefix है re. Is
Yes,
it
sir.
a prefix or it is a whole word, a complete word? इसके बारे में.
So I would like to take a guess over here. I'm not completely certain about.
You are taking a guess here. You are into life sciences research. Why you are asking such stupid answers? I'm asking you. Give me a simple difference. What is the basic difference in search and research?
So research, I believe, is much more advanced. Like you research about all the aspects involved. So it is something that is a thorough search would be a research. whereas search is something that serves the purpose of what you were looking for.
Is there a difference of generic and specific in both these terms?
Yes, so research is specific, and so both are specific, but research is more.
Research methodology का process बताइए.
So could you please repeat?
Steps. Research methodology का process बताइए. The process of research methodology. Have you ever done research?
So I have been, yes, I had a thesis project during my dissertation, so I did, was involved in
What is the
research.
basic difference in a vision?
So could you please repeat? Your voice is breaking.
What is the basic? Is my voice breaking? All of you?
I'm sorry, sir. The last question was
the basic difference between these two words: vision and mission.
Vision and mission. So vision is what you like, what you imagine, what you think about, like what you want to achieve. Like it is like a manifestation. Like if you manifest and you reach your vision. Mission is your particular goal. For example, you can have a mission to reach your vision. So it is a formulated plan that you and a final outcome that you want to achieve.
R.C. Juneja, बड़ा popular नाम है pharmaceutical industry. Very popular name. R.C. Juneja. Who's R.C. Juneja?
So I'm not aware.
M-Cure Pharmaceuticals बड़ा in है आज की डेट में on social media. M-Cure Pharmaceuticals is a trending name these days.
Yes, sir.
Who's the founder of M-Cure Pharmaceuticals?
So I do not know.
Vaccine और insulin में क्या difference है?
Vaccine and insulin? Sure, sir. So vaccine is a formulation of a weakened, like for example, we have a vaccine for virus, COVID virus. So in vaccine, what happens? We plan to make your body immune to the particular disease. So we put a weakened form of either the virus or a small dosage of something that is similar to the virus, so that when it gets into your body recognizes it and it starts to develop antibodies against it, so that when you get the actual infection, you will be able to fight it efficiently. Insulin, on the other hand, is a hormone that is released in your body. It is a cure for diabetes. So if you are a diabetic person, you will either have hyperglycemia or a hypoglycemia. That is, you will have either an excess of sugar in your body or a
body mass index के parameters क्या हैं?
So body mass index. So I need a moment to recall. I cannot recall.
Why the government is so excited about ethanol plants these days? क्या है ये नया कुछ trending?
Yes, sir.
Opportunity है. Government is very interested in ethanol plants. Subsidy दे रही है government उसके लिए. क्यों ऐसा कर रही है government? Why the government is interested?
Yes, so
Sorry.
So I forgot about it.
Starch का chemical formula बताइए.
So किसका?
Starch का.
Starch. So starch is a complex carbohydrate.
Iron की कितनी valency होती है?
26.
26 valency होती है iron की, sure?
So valency?
हाँ, valency.
So 2 valent, +2 and +3.
+2 and +3. Ferric और ferrous में क्या difference है?
So ferrous is +2 and ferric is +3.
Okay. Madhurima, I am done. Anything else you want to ask?
So even I'm done. I'll just give you a quick feedback. I liked how candid you were. I really liked it that in between you did laugh and like made it a little less pressure, and that is very important. Okay. Do not hold the mic so close to your mouth because I could hear you breathe, and it is not something that you would want your interviewers to focus on. Okay. And I liked that you asked for a clarification question as well as a follow-up question, and you did not really start blabbering. That was very good. And like when you mentioned curricular activities, right, that you were a house captain, like remove the redundant information. They do not have to know that were you the class monitor. These are not your unique selling points, but being a school captain is, because we know there is a process that we have to go through in the school council. So that, and I really liked your answer for the book that you're reading, and other than that, I think that's it from my side.
Good, very nice, brilliant. Soumya, anything you want to ask?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, first of all, tell me about yourself. what should, like, for the first time I added extra information actually today. I do not usually add extra information. So like I would like some guidance on what points I could add. For example, the house captain thing could I mention in the intro? And
Yes.
then I wanted to like them to ask me about the books I'm reading, because I always have a book I'm currently reading. So like I would want them to focus on something like that.
Yes. So there is this hook, like it all matters on your presentation of the words that you choose. Like I would say I enjoy reading in my free time and put a lot of emphasis on it. It actually
Okay.
matters on your hook words and the way that you're delivering it at one point.
Yes.
MBA college teaches you is how to deliver and how to hook a person to your words. So that is something that you should practice on your own also. And one thing I'll tell everybody here is look in the mirror and talk to yourself. You will realize how your expressions change and you will see that, okay, how your enunciations are also coming out. That how much of your teeth is required in that specific sentence and how much of emphasis on that word is required. And you will see that, okay, that is very redundant or it looks very blank or like generic, and how can you tweak it to your advantage. And if you like it and if you have the confidence, you will pull it off. And when you're asking me about tell me about yourself, I had this framework that I had for myself, that I am from Kanpur, and then I used to talk about my journey, like as in school, college, my USP. And in that only I had started a soap business, so I spoke about that is where my a point of contact with MBA happened. Like in my answer only, you could tell that, okay, boss, this girl wants an MBA. She has been dreaming about it since she was a child. You have to show them that, that fire, that okay, boss, like really, really, I wanted it since I was a child or anything like that. And when you were talking about biology and genetics or something like that, talk about a project which you were very closely associated with, or anything that is going on in the world. Like you'll read about CSR journals about companies and everything, pull those reports out, see what companies investing into what, and what difference are they creating and how could you help them change that. That today J&J is going to work into something that, right? So is there anything you could contribute to?
Wonderful feedback. Very
map.
ओके एक क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा मधुरिमा के कुछ बोलने से पहले। शंक, विनय, हर्षित,
Yes, sir.
आपके से हमने जो क्लासेस कर रहे हैं, अर्पित आप भी, अर्पित एंड सौम्या यू आल्सो, आई वांट टू आस्क ओनली अर्पित, सौम्या, विनय एंड हर्षित एंड शंक, ये 5 लोगों से मेरा क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा हूं मैं। अभी क्लास करते करते आज हमारा 9th डे हो गया है। अब मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है, क्या 9 डेज में हमने इवॉल्व किया है आप पांचों ने?
Yes, sir,
Yes, sir,
definitely.
definitely.
विनय,
Yes, sir.
Soumya, have you evolved in 9 days? Have you learned something?
Yes, especially. तो
Soumya?
पता चल रहा है.
Yes, sir, a lot. Like in each class, I find topics that I need to work on and study about.
Yes, इसीलिए कह रहा था कि change happens, it happens through time, with time. थोड़ा टाइम लगता है, and give time some time. इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ टाइम लगेगा. Every new person, मैं क्यों लेके आ रहा हूँ मधुरिमा को, नमन को, श्रेयांश को, because these people they have really added values in their life, in their family's life, and society में add करेंगे value. जब बाहर जाएंगे तो बहुत रंग निकालेंगे. They'll give colors out. और ये लोग सब वैल्यू ड्रिवन लोग हैं, इनके पास टाइम बिल्कुल नहीं है। वो तो रिक्वेस्ट किया, आपके हाथ पर जोड़ा कि आ जाओ प्लीज रेंची गेम, बिकॉज यू हैव नो टाइम। वो कंसल्टिंग कर रही है, बिजी है, अभी इसके बाद एक और क्लास करेगी, रात में क्लास चलती है वहां, पता है आप लोगों को ये चीज। तो ये सब चीजें बहुत वैल्यूएबल है। डिनर कर लें, सो जाएं, अभी ये टाइम नहीं है, बस 1 महीने की बात है। गिव मोर टाइम। मधुरिमा ये भी मजाक में ले रहे हैं। अभी 3 लोग मुझसे कह रहे थे कि खाना खाना है सर, थोड़ा देर में रखिए, जल्दी कर लीजिए। अब एक बार जरा ना अपना शेड्यूल जरा बता दीजिए मेरे को प्लीज, आपकी क्या चलता है, कितना टाइम मिलता है, बता दीजिए इन लोगों को। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट।
I have an exam. I had classes till 5. After that, tomorrow I have an exam at 9. And after that, I have classes till 5. After that, I would have work till 7. And then Sunday also, something or the other keeps on going on. And it is not like, oh, night hai. Nahin. There will be meetings happening at the night as well. You will have meetings and everything going till 3 in the morning. like 5 in the morning. There's no time. You will have submission deadlines at 5 in the morning. 4:55 will be your deadline. 3:55 a.m. will be your deadline. So do not take this is a very light time. Enjoy it, relish it. Like, and once you're done with your, interviews and everything, then take a break. Then nothing is in your hand. It's only, that okay, this college is going to go through with it and everything. Take a break in that
और
time.
तबीयत खराब हो गया मेरा, मैं घर का बाबू हूँ, जुकाम लग गया तो क्या होगा?
Personal problem. That's your me problem. Nobody else cares.
खाना नहीं खा पाए हैं, डिनर अगर छूट गया तो, लंच नहीं कर पाए तो
Once you get out of home, nobody cares. Honestly,
gives a damn about it. विनय एंड अर्पित, वो रिस्पॉन्स बहुत ही बचकाना है, दोबारा ऐसी बात नहीं करना कि खाना खाना है, आराम करना है, या देर में करिए, जल्दी करिए. ऑलराइट, यू हैव टू मैनेज. हम मैनेज नहीं करेंगे, आप मैनेज करेंगे. ऑलराइट, गुड मधुरमा, वेरी नाइस. और ये कोई मैंने इसको ट्रेन नहीं किया है इसके लिए कि ऐसा बोलना बच्चों से. भाई मजाक नहीं कर रहा हूँ. डोंट टेक इट कि सर ने बोला होगा इसलिए से बोल रही है. मधुरमा, इनको पर्सनली बता देना या दिखा भी देना, वो शी कैन आल्सो शो यू.
Once you'll realize this very seriously in your life, after this, especially after this time period in your life, that your time is money. Absolutely. Every minute of the day that you are losing out on, you're going to lose out on some money. And that is 12 lakhs that you're investing in MBA or whatever. That is up to you. You want to burn it in the air, that's up to you completely.
Brilliant.
But you will realize this once you are here or like wherever. Even if you're working also, people who are working also, Shank, I think who could relate maximum, because if you're giving your manager an excuse, he will not take an excuse. He wants his he wants time value of money. That's as simple as that.
Perfect, yeah.
Okay,
Shank,
so
I think
next.
Shank is left and Vinay is left. इन दोनों में से एक को चूज करना पड़ेगा, उस टाइम कम है. So, Acha, Shank and Vinay, you both tell me, like, who would like to go first?
So Vinay can go. I think yesterday also he didn't get a chance.
So, you are also the Dildar person. You want to give your chance to somebody else?
नहीं sir, I mean आपने बोला कि एक ही बंदे के लिए टाइम है, so whatever is fine with me.
Okay, ma'am, you decide.
Vinay, let's go ahead with Vinay.
So, people like Vinay a lot. He's likable fellow. Acha, Madhurima is more inclined towards politics. He wants to become a, JNU fellow. इसका MBA में थोड़ा कम इंटरेस्ट है, बोलता अच्छा है, लेकिन लड़का बढ़िया है. Like, he is a dark horse for sure. मेरे लिए मतलब बेट लगाना इस पे बात नहीं है. He is a person worthy of playing the bet on. Alright, Vinay, over to you. मैं आउट हूँ इससे, मेरी इसमें एक्सपर्टीज नहीं है, इसलिए मैं इससे आउट हूँ. Alright, तो Madhurima, over to you.
Okay. Hi Vinay, how are you doing today?
Fine, ma'am. Good. How are you?
Great. Thank you for asking. So we'll start off with a brief introduction about yourself. Can you tell me?
Good evening, ma'am. My name is Vinay Daima. I born and brought up in Sriganganagar, Rajasthan. I completed my graduation from IIM Dhanbad in 2021. In my college, I was part of field hockey team, and I was also part of many fest and NGOs. And after graduation, I got on-campus job letter from Alfa Laval India Private Limited as a technical sales and service engineer. In my free time, I love to watch stand-ups and political news. And right now, I'm developing my hobby, writing stand-ups also. Thank you.
If I heard it correctly, you're writing stand-ups as well, right?
I'm developing my hobby in writing stand-ups. Like I'm picking some jokes, or sometimes I listen stand-ups. Then I think that yeah, better हो सकता था थोड़ा.
So are these hostile jokes, or these jokes can be delivered? Like if I ask you, can we hear some jokes right now if they're not too vulgar or venomous?
They are more vulgar sense.
So why you chose this vulgar comedy? You could have chosen better comedy. There is stand-up comedy. बहुत सारे formats होते हैं. आप तो अच्छा comedy भी कर सकते थे. Political satire you could have taken up. आपने ये offensive, ये stoic वाला ही क्यों choose किया आपने?
I guess for my generation of students or people love to hear that kind of content, so I write on that.
There is also a very big fan following of all those videos where people are committing murder and suicide. So you start making such videos?
No, sir.
Want to be a bandwagon?
No, sir. I'm like I do watch these type of stand-ups, and like I'm writing some kind of also like some kind of storytelling.
Okay, so then why you chose MBA? आपको तो फिर writing में जाना चाहिए. You could have chosen, broadcasting and journalism line could have done wonders in that.
Actually, I'm good in sales and marketing and people management. That's my passion. For free time or for relax, I do watch stand-up comedies to just make me feel like relax.
Who's your audience? अब ये कहाँ करते हैं deliver? अगर आप लिखते भी हैं बोलते भी हैं तो ये जाता किधर है? Where do you float it? Social media पे या live
Yeah,
करते हैं? Where do you do it?
I'm just started my developing my hobby in writing. Before that, I was just like
मेरा
this man.
क्वेश्चन क्या है? You're not listen, what I'm saying is ये लिखने के बाद do you perform somewhere in front of mirror or on social media? Do you have an account on Instagram? Where do you float these messages? How do you tell that you are doing stand-up comedy?
No, sir. Right now, till now, I didn't perform in front of
Over to you,
camera.
Madhurima.
So, Vinay, I would actually want to hear a joke. So, could you tell me a joke?
Uh,
And not a hostile
so,
joke, of course. She means
yeah,
a
yeah,
very nice and no decent joke, of course.
the joke on that people mindset of India. The peoples of India or our country are following the kind of politicians or their ideology that if some big politician even farts, then people will say this is the master stroke because this the smell of this motivating other people to buy perfume, so that perfume industry will grow and somehow this will generate employment in our country.
ये स्पीच है कि जोक है?
सर
I
मैंने
didn't.
थोड़ा लिखा था बस मैंने.
ठीक है.
Okay.
Okay.
Understood. Okay. So, you mentioned that you are interested in sales and marketing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me the difference between sales and marketing?
Ma'am, marketing is overall marketing business to make a brand name. Like first marketing is made for to generate revenue. Sales is one like to selling the thing. Marketing is to make the brand high. Like why to buy this? So sales comes under marketing. First we will marketing of the brand or the product. Then we will go to sell them.
Which comes first, marketing or sales?
I guess marketing. According to me, marketing comes first.
Understood. Understood. And you mentioned that you were into technical sales, right? Could you give me what was your job role exactly?
Yes, ma'am. I was technical sales and service engineer after market business. So my work was to visit our customer sites and then analyzing what is the machine's problem. So I used to visit customer site and I used to like analyze the plated heat exchangers. What was the problem they are facing? So I had to give them solution what to do or what to buy or what to do recovery in the machines. Then I have to send them quotation of the parts they needed.
So how long did you work there?
9 months.
Why 9 months?
As I joined as a trainee. So I found that as a trainee compared to manager level, I'm getting very less site visit or exposure in sales. Like I was given site visit once or twice a month. So I wanted to explore the sales area or business area uh, much more. That's why I quit the job. And the manager degree will give me or help me to achieve that exposure and opportunities to see the big area of sales.
But don't you think that a 2-year break from work will put you behind in the way that if you would continue in that job only, that within 6 months or 1 year, you would actually become the manager and you'll be able to go on site, right?
No, ma'am. Actually, if I talk about my company, they will take up 2 to 3 years to make a trainee area sales manager. So in that time, I can do MBA and directly got a managerial post. And obviously, in any company, manager will get more opportunity and exposure. And in MBA, I will go to know many fields of sales. Like I will get in touch with many cream of the nation and the diversity of people who came from diverse backgrounds. So MBA will help me to enhance my skills and my knowledge in sales area.
Okay, okay, understood. And what was the product that your company was selling?
Ma'am, mainly 3 products, but mine division was selling mostly plated heat exchangers.
Okay. So, Vinay, could you tell me the most interesting thing about you?
Ma'am, I'm kind of still smart person or kind of good in sales. Uh, I do things easily solved, like the problems facing my team. Once in my second year, I was sales and marketing head. I sold approx 1,200 t-shirts and also approx 3,000 likes in an app that helped my teams raise funds approx 6 to 7 lakhs. So that my networking is too good. I just like get frank with like people very soon.
Understood. Good, great. And okay, I think could you tell me about your strength and your weaknesses?
Actually, my strengths are I'm good in people management. I'm kind of extrovert kind of person. I talk too much. Then this helped me to communicate with people easily, and that made my network bigger. And the other thing is, I know India's 2 to 3 regional languages that help me to work on, say, that help me in my job also to work on ground level in companies because there are many like ITI persons or diploma having person who like have control on the machines in the industry. So the regional languages help me to get like better communication with them.
Can you tell me your weaknesses?
Ma'am, the strength is the one strength, like too much talkative. I'm too much. That is my weakness also. Sometimes I like get too frank with people, and that backfire me also.
So you mentioned that you had work experience. So you worked in a team, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you tell me of a time when you have worked in a team and it did not work out for you?
Sorry, ma'am, I don't understand your question.
That you have work experience and you have worked in a team, but when did it not work out for you? When was it that you know you were not able to work with a team, and why? You must have had some experience with working in a team, and when it did not work out, it can't be all rosy and flowery, right?
Ma'am,
Is Vinay's video not working? Okay.
PhD, and I learned nothing. Like because there was ammonia leakage, so I have to wait outside the like that area.
I'm sorry, Vinay, we think we lost
क्या
your
आपका
connection.
वीडियो पॉज हो गया था लास्ट लाइन जो क्वेश्चन पूछा उसका आंसर फिर से करो एक बार दी आंसर द क्वेश्चन
Okay, so, ma'am, I was there in industry for repairing a plated exchanger with my service engineers. So there the ammonia leakage was very like in large flow. So my engineers told me to stay away from the site area. So there was 3 days visit, and I learned nothing of that visit. That like give nothing exposure or knowledge to me.
Okay, understood. Okay, and can you tell me who's your idol?
Uh, Actually, ma'am, if I can say my family member's name, or I have to like again say,
Okay, go ahead with your family member.
my father is my ideal person because he took us from the ground level to some stand up. So I wanted to work like him. Rather, there is any condition, he worked very hard to just fulfill families and societies upliftment, society's upliftment. So I wanted like him. That's why I work with many NGOs to uplift the society.
Understood. Okay, got it. That's it from my side. And I'll just give you feedback quickly that when you had mentioned that you were an extrovert, then you had mentioned that my shortcomings are talked too much. I think you used talked too much, like in that language way, that it was incorrect. Like it just struck me that I talked too much. It just did not sit well with me. I don't know why, but that, and you use a lot of filler words. Like a lot of times when you were talking, you had a lot of filler words where I was not able to understand you only when you were talking. So, and honestly, when you're talking about stand-up like comedy or something like that, be prepared with good jokes. They would be
एक्चुअली
yes.
मेरी हिंदी कहीं और पड़ी थी तो मैं उठाने नहीं जा सकता था, इसलिए मैंने वो रैंडम ऐसे ही क्रैक किया ऑन स्पॉट.
Okay. हाँ, मतलब just be prepared for googly questions because you have a very googly kind of if you're interested in politics I won't even touch. That is something no, absolutely no for interviews, because you don't know on the other side who is sitting, what do they support, and why do they support. Politics is very 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 like
बिल्कुल खिलवाड़ नहीं करना है इस टॉपिक से, और बहुत ही केस सेंसिटिव टॉपिक है ये. डू नॉट ओपन द बॉक्स, इट्स अ पैंडोरा बॉक्स. इफ इट ओपन्स इट ब्रिंग्स ट्रबल फॉर यू. ध्यान देना ये चीज.
इसलिए फिर मैंने सेटायर से न्यूज कर दिया ताकि पॉलिटिक्स पे कम न्यूज आएगी. चलो मैं न्यूज देखता हूँ, इसलिए मैंने सेटायर हटा
ऐसे न्यूज कर दिया उसने. चलो अच्छी अच्छा बात है. इट्स नाइस, वेरी नाइस,
be
ब्रिलियंट.
prepared for news questions then, and people jokes, like if you have jokes, have a good set of Hindi, English, and if you have like any other regional language, you don't know if the interviewer also speaks the same language as you do, so they would want to hear something in that language, because after one point they're also bored of taking interviews. Like I had this question by the end that tell me the most interesting thing about you, and my interview happened at 9 or 10 in the night or something like that, so they were bored, they just wanted some entertainment at one point, right? So make sure that you have some entertainment to offer, because I think you are somebody who is an extrovert, so it's very easy for us to fine tune us to somebody's energy. So match that energy. If they're tired, give them energy instantly and be like, okay boss, I'll tell you a joke, this, or tell them an incident also. It's like it only depends on how you are actually delivering it, that's all. And
you all know my name is Divya, right? So I write my name as Divya. I asked my father-in-law before I was getting married, and I told him specifically that please write my name in Hindi, and he forgot. It turned out to be a lesbian marriage. Divya weds Himani. समझ रहा है जोक को? इतना गंदा जोक मारा. ये सेल्फ डेप्रिकेटिंग ह्यूमर है, ये समझो बात को, राइट? जोक खुद पे रहना. और एक जोक चंपक नंदन कुछ तो रखो, ये मैंने बोल दिया ऐसा, और कोई भड़क ना जाए, लेकिन वहां पर एक पॉलिश जोक, नॉक नॉक जोक, बहुत सारे जोक्स होते हैं, एक तैयार रखो.
And Vinay, like you just saw that how sir built up that story as well, right? That how he asked his father-in-law. You saw the change in his voice, that okay, you're waiting for him to tell you that joke and finish it, keep you hooked. Remember it. The way he's talking is very important. Is very important. Like this is something that once you're talking to yourself, and like तुम जब खुद की आवाज सुनोगे ना, तो तुमको रियलाइज होगा हाँ मजा आ रहा है सुन के. अगर मजा आ रहा है तो सबको मजा आ रहा है. That's all.
मार्केटिंग में हुक की बड़ी वैल्यू है, बड़ा ट्रेंडिंग है आजकल. चल रहा है. चलो, गुड फीडबैक मधुरिमा. दैट्स इट. विनय, हो गया? और कुछ पूछना है? आस्क समथिंग.
नहीं सर, वो बस समझा मैं कुछ कुछ वो तो ध्यान रखूंगा.
चलो, गुड, वेरी नाइस. सो सौम्या कुमार सिंह, महिमा निगम एंड शंख, आपका इंटरव्यू बाकी है, तो आज टाइम निकल चुका है. विल डू इट टुमारो. ऑलराइट. मधुरिमा आल्सो हैज टू गो समवेयर. एंड कल मजे की बात है कि मधुरिमा के एक बहुत ही इंटरेस्टिंग इसकी बैचमेट्स हैं, आकाश सिंह नाम है उनका, तो कल आकाश आएंगे ऑन बोर्ड, राइट? उनसे मेरी बात हो रही थी, तो उन्होंने कहा कि मधुरिमा इज माय फेलो एंड वी आर स्टडिंग टुगेदर, साथ में पढ़ रहे हैं वो लोग. Tomorrow, Akash Singh is one of the finest person I have met. He is fine tuned as a traveler, solo wanderer. बहुत अच्छा लिखता है, बहुत अच्छा बोलता है, और बिल्कुल डायनेमिक आदमी है. तो आज जो मधुरिमा ने छोड़ दिया है, 3-4 लोगों से बात नहीं कर पाई है, tomorrow she will give a chance. If she has some time, she can come on board. And tomorrow we have Akash with us to help you out, right? मधुरिमा इस ग्रुप में रहेगी और आप सबको हेल्प करेगी. किसी को भी अपना जो है एसओपी प्रूफ इट कराना है, she can help you out. और कोई डाउट्स है अगर एनएम के बारे में, एनएम मुंबई की प्रोडक्ट है, तो बहुत बड़ा अपॉर्चुनिटी आपके लिए. यू कैन इंटरेक्ट डायरेक्टली. ऑलराइट. एंड वन लास्ट इंटरेक्शन आई वांट टू हैव विद पीपल हु हैव बीन हियर फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम. सो महिमा, हाउ वाज योर फीडबैक फॉर द क्लासरूम? क्या समझ में आया? तुम थर्ड पार्टी व्यूअर हो, जब हम कंसल्टिंग करते हैं थर्ड पार्टी भी पूछते हैं कि थर्ड पार्टी है क्या. सो यू आर अ पार्ट ऑफ सेकेंडरी रिसर्च, राइट? सो महिमा, हाउ वाज द क्लास? क्या समझ में आया बेटा, बताइए.
Yes, sir. So first of all, thank you so much for the opportunity, and thank you so much, Madhurima ma'am. It was very interactive session, and I learned a lot. And I'm looking forward to joining you all. And sir was insisting me that I should, but I was out somewhere actually. I am still sitting on ladders, so it's just hasty, but I think that the class was very interesting, and I'm willing to join it. And my fellow friends are also very interactive, and I would, of course, looking forward to learning from them all.
Great. Soumya, your feedback?
So it was a great session.
कुछ सीखने मिला आपको? आपसे हमने कुछ नहीं पूछा है, आपको मैं तंग भी नहीं किया, अब बस आपने देख लिया, कल से आपका ग्रिलिंग चालू हो जाएगा. ऑलराइट,
Okay.
टुमारो यू आर इन द ग्रिल एंड कल से हम लोग डेविल्स होल शुरू कर देंगे, फायर इन द होल करेंगे, उसके बाद बहुत सारी चीजें हो जाएंगी. तो आज एसओपी आ गया है, आपको लिखना है, कॉपी करना है. एंड मधुरिमा, जितना टाइम मिलेगा बेटा, डोंट टेक एक्स्ट्रा प्रेशर, बच्चे हैं, इनको मैं हैंडल कर लूंगा, बट जहां लगता है टाइम है वो बच्चों को देखना है, इनका एसओपी चेक कर लेना, बता देना, फीडबैक दे देना. राइट?
Of
And
course.
anything else you want to ask to Madhurima before she leaves? Anything else you want to ask?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Go ahead, please go ahead.
Ma'am, so I have sent my SOP, but like I'm re-editing it heavily. In the SOP, like I have a call from IIM Indore, and now I today got a call from Shillong also. So like I want to include something that is college specific, like that is Indore specific. How do I go about that? Because I need them to know that I'm interested in taking part in their college.
So there are these very interesting, like if you'll on YouTube also you'll find that clubs and committees. Okay, so there is consulting firm for Lucknow. I think marketing. Their marketing
Is
correct.
very good.
They're very good. Okay, so similarly you will find IIM Shillong ka channel. Okay, go on their channel. Just find something that you like, add it to your CV, like add it to your SOP. Okay, and when it comes to Indore also, I don't exactly remember ki what is Indore ka, which club specific thing they have. But usually, even when I was doing my interviews also, we went to see that, okay, I am Ahmedabad has these consulting thing, right? So for their consulting, and they're absolutely gem. Like if you, it'll be something that will be very helpful. So watch those videos as well because they're very helpful. And in case you guys have a guesstimate round or something like that, because colleges do have guesstimates as well. So it will help you in that also. So just go to YouTube, find about IIM Lucknow ke koi bhi clubs and committees, and just see what ticks you and write about that.
Wonderful, very nice. Any question you want to ask? Any question?
So that answered my question also.
What answer?
One more thing.
This answer solved my question also.
Very nice. Anything else?
One more thing that you could do is go to LinkedIn, get in touch, because what I also did was I spoke to a lot of people before, like when I was writing my SOPs and everything as well, and like all the people who are coming to talk to you guys as well, right? A sir told me that somebody from IIM Shillong also came.
Yes, so
talk to them, exactly. Ask them, okay, what committees were they part of, and what did they learn and everything, because what made it interesting for them might also be interesting to you as well, right?
And ma'am, something about the structure also, because like currently I'm thinking of starting with the goals, like why MBA from that, and then delve into graduation mein kya kiya and how that lines up with that. So like I'm thinking of adding a quote in the beginning, all that. I don't want it to be too flowery. Yeah.
No quotes, no quotes. They are people, they are academicians, they know quotes and they do not want to hear it. It is very, like in MBA we have this term GAS, globally accepted shit. So that is something that you don't want to give them. You do not want to switch off their brains immediately.
That's a lot of shit, by the way.
Exactly. So that's why do not start off with a quote. You can start off with like have very crisp lines. Okay, it need not be that you're starting need not be most bedazzling or amazing, but it is just that, okay, what you are giving them is crisp, to the point, and absolutely talks about you as a person. Like I can't emphasize more on the fact that Soumya as a person, how is she gem of a person. What you could do is write 50 things that makes Soumya a person. Like what are those 50 things? Identify them, and they can be that you are helpful, you are empathetic, you are good in mathematics, every aspect of what you think is. Then write it into a 1 minute pitch. like convert those 50 words into 1 minute pitch and make it as enticing as possible. Use simple words. They need not be flowery. Do not use the words quintessential or all those big words. They're not necessary. Make it simple, sober, precise. That's it.
And ma'am, like, should I mention specialization? Like, because Suryansh.
तो मैं अभी भी तुम बहुत तेज बोल रही हो, धीरे बात करो बेटा, अभी भी तुम स्पीड
Yes,
में
sir.
हाँ
Yes,
धीरे
sir.
बात करो प्लीज.
Yes.
I would not, because one thing is, because then they will be like, okay, why do you have to go to a flagship program? Do not go to a flagship program. Do not be a part of core. Be a part of HR or be a part of DT or business analytics or anything that will cut down your. अगर देखो IIM दौर में अगर specifically तुमको call आया सिर्फ HR का, तो then it makes sense to talk about HR. But if you got a flagship course, do not talk about, because as soon as you enter college as well, you'll be taught everything. You'll be taught about finance, marketing, everything, and then they will have this idea कि सौम्या को तो सिर्फ marketing पसंद है. Why would she put in the effort for other things? And what is the point of giving her the seat over somebody who can manage all these subjects together?
And my one last question, like I've mentioned industry specific, like I've mentioned that short term I would like to work for a biotech company or a pharmaceutical company and then later have my own venture. So that is like
have
goals.
clarity on what kind of venture, have a lot of clarity as to what is the transformation that you are looking for, what is the gap in research at the moment in that industry as well, what is not happening and what will you be getting into that industry.
All right, ma'am, actually I have only 2-3 days, so I was thinking of omitting this for now because it will require extensive preparation, because I didn't know that we need to fill an SOP. Initially in the form it was not mentioned.
Okay, I will tell you one thing. What you could do is that when you're thinking about starting your business or anything like that as well, right? So you'll find, go to Google Scholar, go to JSTOR, there are a lot of research papers and everything. उसमें एक part होता है literature gap. ठीक है, लिटरेचर गैप में जब तुम जाओगे ना, तुम्हारी उससे स्पेसिफिक बहुत सारी चीजें मिलेंगी. जस्ट टेक थोड़ा बहुत उठाओ और उसको कर दो, but again frame it nicely that if they ask you questions related to that, you're able to answer it. And
means like if I'm mentioning that I want to open a venture, then I should mention what kind in the SOP only, or should I be prepared for the interview? Because for the interview there is time, like it will be in Feb, I think.
No, you don't have to be for interview, like this is for the interview that I'm talking about. For your SOP, tell them that, okay, when I was thinking, even I had the same mind frame that, okay, for 10 years I'll work in the industry and then after that I would want to have my own startup or something like that. And then I told them that I would want it in the lines of sustainability, because that is the future. And why is that a future? Because right now, if you'll see, all these big firms are moving towards
renewable energy. Yes.
So I'm envisioning the future. You should also envision the future. That's all.
Right. Thank you so much.
That will be it. Arpit, Shank, Soumya, Harshit, any question you want to ask? Soumya.
No, sir.
Nothing from us. Thank you for the session.
Thank you. Okay for session. चलो ठीक है, एक लास्ट काम करते हैं. मधुरिमा, one last thing. So अब मैं थोड़ा इसको और seriously pursue कर रहा हूँ. So I want this like we had a session. So I want to take a screenshot. You all are supposed to look happy for 2 seconds. All right. So this will go on my LinkedIn. बाल सेट कर लो फटाफट. Madhurima is a pure consultant. Tomorrow I am telling you, she is so different. She'll charge for smiling as well. She just okay, I smile for you. Please, here's the invoice for that. ऐसा तो नहीं करेगी कल को? चार्ज करेगी स्माइल के लिए? Sure कह रही है, करिए. Sure, of course. My goodness.
Never. I'm saying never.
क्या कह रही है? All right, so that will be it. So I'm just taking a screenshot. You all are supposed to look happy. One second, huh? One second. Look happy. 1, 2, 3. Great. We had a nice class, and this is supposed to be something good. इस फोटो को प्रमोट करूंगा मैं ऑन लिंक्डइन. नहीं, थोड़ा सा डिस्टॉर्ट हो गया. 1 सेकेंड यार. सौम्य, तुम्हारा मुंह खुल गया है. फिर से एक बार. ऑलराइट, आर वी क्लियर? 3, 2, 1. Great. Very nice. Thank you all of you. Very nice having you all here. Thank you so much, Madhurima. God bless you, बेटा. बहुत अच्छा कर रहे हैं. इन बच्चों को बहुत हेल्प मिलेगी. ये बच्चे बहुत अच्छे हैं. ये लाइफ में बहुत अच्छा करेंगे. इनका MBA हो या ना हो इतना मुझे नहीं पता, तो कुछ तो कर लेंगे, लेकिन ये बच्चे बहुत आगे लाइफ में जाएंगे, इतना मेरे को पता है, और तुम्हें याद करेंगे हमेशा. ऑलराइट. So Harshit, any last words you want to say, Harshit, before you leave? One last thing about Madhurima, because she has been here. Anything about her, the way she is dressed, the way she is talking, the way she's giving feedback? I'm asking Harshit if there is something you want to add. का कैमरा डेड हो गया लग रहा हंसते हंसते. Soumya, anything you want to say for Madhurima before she leaves?
So me or him?
Soumya. He's Soumya.
Okay. It was a very helpful session. Like I got the answers to most of my doubts, and it is very impressive the way you conduct yourself. And when you talk, we want to listen like with a very, especially for somebody who speaks very fast, you hold a lot of weight in your words.
My God. I can say it.
I'm telling you, I'm in the same place. So
I am so flattered. It's like I am Peter and I'm so flattered. This is very nice. Yeah. Good, very good feedback. And she's saying कि वो वहीं बैठी थी पहले कुछ दिन पहले. चलो, good, very nice. Shank, your feedback तुम आज कर नहीं पाए participate. I feel sorry for that. But how was it? And
no issues, sir. और लोगों के interview से I got to learn many things.
Very nice.
And yes, sir. That's it.
Madhurima,
Thank you for the session.
because she's here, any Thanksgiving gratitude note you want to give to Madhurima? Parting note?
Thank you for the session very much. I am also expecting a call for an IIMs, so I would be looking forward
Nice,
to
brilliant.
contacting
So,
you.
Madhurima, you already have a mentee.
exactly.
English में word mentee होता नहीं है, but ये corporate word ने सब बना दिए word, तो mentee तुमको मिल जाएगा, ठीक है? She's already there. चलो, very nice. सौम्य, passive listening किया आज, बच्चे क्या सीखने मिला? तो सीखा आपने?
यस सर. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल मैम ने तो बहुत ही मतलब जो सच था एकदम अच्छे से बता दिया, कोई इसमें फ्लैटरी कुछ नहीं किया, तो वो काफी अच्छा लगा ऑनेस्ट ओपिनियन के बारे में.
Good, very nice. Harshit, your feedback?
Sir, genuine feedbacks mile, so that is the major plus point of this session, and I'm going to work on my weaknesses.
Very nice. Madhurima, ये feedback मुझे नहीं मिलता, ये बहुत चिढ़ते हैं मुझसे ये लोग. मैं सब पसंद करता हूँ ना, धक्को उंगली करता हूँ मैं, मुझे पसंद नहीं करते ये लोग. I know. Arpit.
Yes, sir. I also got the feedback. I received it well, and I'll work on it. As ma'am said that I have to think before I speak. I had the content, but I speak too fast, so I missed most of the things. This was a really great session. Good feedback. Thank you very much, ma'am.
It's ironic when it comes from Madhurima. I don't know what to say, but she knows what I mean. It's ironic when it comes from Madhurima. वो बहुत फास्ट बोलती है. She's like moto racer. And you don't know उसने कैसे कंट्रोल किया, आज ये कैसे बात कर रही है. She has totally transformed herself. इतनी तेज बोलती थी, मतलब मैं कहता मधुरिमा प्लीज, आई थॉट कि मैं तेज बोलता हूँ, मैं तो बोलता ही हूँ, लेकिन वो मुझसे फास्ट बोलती थी. But I don't know how it happened. This is divine transformation. Good, yeah. Madhurima, any last lines?
I would say that thank you everybody for having me today. And honestly, I had a great time. And my only reason I was gritting today, because that is part of the process. Enjoy it, relish it, because it will not come back. Okay. And honestly, these small, like every day when you're putting that effort, you might not realize it right now, but in the long run, it will help you. Like today also, when I'm talking slowly, when I'm talking with after thinking for a minute and pausing, that I'm very thankful to sir. But along with that, a lot of back work has gone there. So relish that journey, honestly.
Thank you, Madhurima. Thank you so much.